Good morning, happy people. My name is Jay Song. Everything in today's video is never financial investment or trading of any kind. Everything just for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. I eat red crayons for breakfast. Trading in the markets carries substantial risk. Trading more than you can lose is very dangerous. Make sure you can only trade what you can afford, never more than you can afford. Past performance never equals future performance, and trading carries substantial risk. All right, thank you so much. Our trade finds us today at USDT.D. As you guys know, I put out a market report. Once we crossed this line, it was a very important tell for USDT.D. When USDT.D is going up, cryptos are coming down. And you got to be very aware because there's a lot of places that in territory that is very bearish in nature. When this comes down, there are slight bullishnesses that happen, and don't let it fool you, because until the game changes and we're in negative territory, it's very likely USDT.D will continue to move up as we've been discussing. Here's our chart from November 10th, and the very next day we already had finished hitting our where we were talking about. We were talking about hitting 511 and 507 and rounding back up here. Now this is off also after we drew this big arrow for you guys that looked like that on this crypto, which we had deleted already because we had already done that and hit our 5-7 number. But now we're talking about bouncing on top of this blue flat. It's very important, and we started bouncing on Wednesday, or is this it says Tuesday. This one's November 11th, and then on Tuesday we had finished hitting this area. So this was now our Wednesday chart, and what we're expecting is to move to this area here, 6.72 as a max and 6.05. These are the two areas where I'm expecting to get to. And I placed you guys know when I place a white border, those are areas I expect. I have two of them, but only one of them I have three of them on USDT.D, but only one of them is in play, and it's this one right here. The others two are way farther down for us. So you guys need to remember, this is what we're talking about. So we'll continue taking a look at, I'll keep taking an old screenshot of this. This is where we're at right now, and we hit 5.71 again, and just a little bit higher, closer to our 6.5. So this is where my maximum number is. This is very close to the beginning of our target, 6.05, and the maximum 6.74 as previously discussed. So you guys know when this goes up, markets are going down. I just want you to know if things are going down, or if primarily we're still within the bearish oscillation, a lot of the cryptos that you're looking to buy, you can get them at cheaper prices. Otherwise, I'm looking to short, and we're looking to short. I'm looking for Bitcoin hit its targets as well towards the lower side. We had targets towards the 99,000 area. You guys know we told you when price was near 111, 113, we were talking about the targets here, which were hit, and the lower numbers that were down here once the weakness happened. And you guys know I publicly told everybody I was shorting Bitcoin at 111. Once we bounced up here, but we're still within the regions to come back down, that is also very much the case. So you guys can see the resistance is two places. It's going to be along this track here, and that's going to be near our core area, and the upper track, which is shown in a dashed white, that's based on the wick match. So that one's also in play. We need to be aware it may come up. So it looks like a little bit of a candy cane here on my chart. The lower area for Bitcoin, based on this current oscillation, if it's tomorrow, it's going to be closer to 92,000. But ultimately, the second target that we have is going to be this range here for Bitcoin, 95,000 to 90,000. So 95 to 90,000, that's where I believe. The only problem is we already hit that too. So we hit 95,000, so that we already hit the top one. I need to change that to hit as well. So I love our maps. The maps are very great for territories, letting you guys know what's supposed to be happening, what's more likely to be happening, and when we're in those territories, where we're more likely to go. When the weakness comes in here, what are very more likely the statistical edge of territories based on where we're getting to. Now, just because we hit this target, I want to let you guys know I'm still bearish a little bit more. We got a lot of supports coming up to approximately this area. So if we're going to be more technical, I want to still risk it for the biscuit. I think that Bitcoin's going to be still going down. I think the markets are still going to be going up. I don't know if we're going to get below this area where the circle is and hit down to our next target over there. But the whole thing is a vortex, and the average for the vortex, which is all the other supports hitting that target as well, that's going to be 91,204 to 87,389. I can't believe I missed that from last time. But that's going to be basically where I believe this is going to be hit. 91,000 next on my list. I believe we're going to be getting there. The high number for Bitcoin, we'll move this one down the track. It's going to be closer to the maximum of 106. So if price makes a mad dash to 106, don't be fooled. Most likely it will be in this territory here, and we're going to be coming back down to this area. So all of that should be happening in and around the times when Bitcoin is, when USDT.D is moving to that higher region as we discussed that it is. Okay, does anybody have any questions? USDT.D, my more immediate moves for USDT.D. So all of this is just coming to pass. You need to understand, I'm going to bring these ones in play. They are not in play right now. These are the two big areas, 6.74 and 6.50. We're very close to 6.50. So at the very least, I'm going to be more bearish the market. And also beware today, close almost exactly on 5.771. If you guys get that close today, then you already got the close yesterday on the daily chart. But if we get the close today and we just stop right here on that line, there's something that's going to have a bit of a buffer. It's going to act like a bit of a support. We're going to be built. We got the close yesterday. Again, that candle, and then this is going to be the support, and then we're going to be looking to come up again. So that's more likely to be the case when that happens. So this is a very positive close yesterday, and if you get the close exactly today on 675 by the end of the day, and that means we don't really see much movement today as far as USDT.D. Even if it does come down, if it comes right back up, again, that's going to be the important close, just like it was important for us in the past with an old target. All of that's all done. Now this is the new target from last week, and we're going to be continuing to look for that to be the case. All right. There's one other number that might be active, and that's 8.42, 8.24. I'll let you guys know if we're in that territory. We'll be looking to build above this line. Then we can start talking about getting above there. It's not on the board just yet, but we're coming for a landing. For emergency purposes, we'll keep the next higher number. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a special report regarding XRP. This is important. Are you guys ready? Okay, take notes if you need to. I'm letting you guys know what happened. As I mentioned earlier, a couple months ago, when we were above this area, the volume told us most of what we needed to know of if the supports are going to hold or if they're going to fail. Okay, it's a very big thing if you can find where the supports are and start reading them in context with the volume. The art is called volume spread analysis. Okay, it's a type of language that the chart candles give us. There are many teachers of this subject. It's a very complicated subject, but I'm breaking it down to a few more important principles in sword method. And one of the things we can easily see, the same thing I saw last time, that's going to let us know and why today is important. And I'm glad you guys asked me to look at Bitcoin today so I can give you guys what's more appropriate. Today's November 15th, 2025. This is never financial investment or trading advice of any kind. Everything's just for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. I eat red crayons for breakfast. Trading in the markets carries substantial risk. Never trade more than you can afford to lose, and especially be aware against high leverage trading. The volume at the challenge area B gave us an increase in the relationship to each other. That told us there's too much supply. So even if the buyers are coming in at this area, they are losing the battle. Now, I already told you guys that one, and I told you what to look for, but now we're here again for a third challenge from B to C. C is higher than A and B together, and we're here, back at the challenge area. This volume reveals a lot of information. It reveals primarily that too many people are willing to part with XRP at these prices. And again, this makes us more confident in our previous analysis that we're coming down. So not only did we come down last time back months ago when I gave my report, but also the report for Q4 1 and 2, letting you guys know that the market is bearish. I'm letting you guys know today, Q4 report 3. You did 4 reports on YouTube already?
There's number 3.
On YouTube publicly?
So it's number 4.
Okay, so this will be Q4 report. I'm letting you guys know. With more degree of confidence, the support will not hold because the buyers are not winning the game. The buyers are not winning the game. Okay. We would know they're winning the game if the volume is drying up and the move moves into health. There's a move into health, but up at the target, we come right back down into this area, and the supply is showing us that the buyers are not winning, so they're getting swamped. Now, what happens is this starts creating a picture where it's more likely we're going to see prices continue lower in the same area. It's the same thing that happened last time. We were challenging this flat. The number was 275, and I told everybody, hey guys, look for lower XRP prices. The buyers are not winning in the volume game. And we looked at all the challenges, and I kept telling you how the supply is not draining. It's a good sign that the support is not going to hold. It's going to fail. And it failed. And it went all the way back down to the more appropriate support closer to here, 211, and the major support at $2. This is the game that's the real big game. Okay. Right now, based on the current supply in this area, I'm letting you know price gravitating back to these lower areas is more important, more appropriate. Now, as we start giving us the core areas, which is already here, the 190 to 212, this is approximately the core areas in this area. You can see it more on a weekly chart. That's more the meaty part. That's what I mean by the core area. It's more the meaty part of this oscillation. But the targets to the low side, 176, hit in the past, hit again. I think that those are going to be areas that are going to be more hit right now in this season. 176, 172 is where I'm gravitating. Now, this is going to be more confirmed after we hit 190 or 212 somewhere over this month is very possible. It could be very short time. The average range is approximate here, and this is how you can give yourself an estimate. How long, Jason? This is about the average candle, right? This is about the average candle, or maybe a little shorter than that. Let's do a little bit shorter. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's wider. I'm going to give myself about the average candle. Yeah, okay. So we can hit there very soon. We don't really need to hit there again as the volume is telling us we're going to fail, so I'm more actually going to look to be to the lower side. Now, the earliest we're going to have, I believe XRP is going to be hitting 176, 162, and then we're going to start talking about the next big supports. The next big support that's going to be coming back in play is going to be this oscillation here. That's price gravitating within this range and on the wick side. It gives us two larger targets. It gives us a step up here at $1.69 to 102. Target $1.26 to 13, and the DP is closer to the high side of 113, so I'd be looking to be more conservative. And then also the phantom based on the wick match. So again, of this area right here, I want to calculate for this as possible being an early support and being maybe a support right here that will give us a very important information. We're going to need to look at that area here. So I'm looking for that to come into play. But either way, it looks like the supports at $2 are starting to fail. So I'm going to be looking to press back into that $2 area. Current price is $2.25. Again, I'm looking to get to the lower side, 190, possibly 176 coming into play. The volume is telling us, yes, we should be down here. We should be down here. We should be down here. That's what the volume is telling me. Okay, so right now we're going to start with that target and then look to see if the others are in play and a possible shorting opportunity. I'll show you when it starts to appear. All right, now.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
That 176, 160 area. How strong of an area is that? Are we talking about a wick down intraday, or are we talking about a close?
We're going to talk about that right now. I'll have questions in just a bit, okay? All right, so now the next thing you need to understand is how powerful are these supports? Where do they overlap? What are we talking about here? To get into that question that he was just asking. And that is going to be to examine the old tops and supports that overlap. You'll notice that the average core here and wick gave me that blue $2 range anywhere. That's why we knew about it when we were here way back in the day before we shot up. We were looking at this place in the sky. We had already drew that line. Check our old videos. You'll see that line in the sky already drew. It was like a platform. But again, as the volume keeps challenging over and over those areas, it is showing that there's too much trading going on to give us an appropriate area. Now, I think that we're going to challenge the lower sides. The cores are starting to get challenged and lose. So I'm going to be looking more to the wick side. And so this is going to be more of the wick down here. You can see again, 1, 2. I think we're going to be hitting it a third time. And if the volume is low, then we're going to be looking to come back up. If the volume is higher or increased than these two, continues to be higher than these two areas, then it's going to be more confirmation to start trading down to those lower areas that we're talking about, closer to the $1, maybe 116 area that showed up in the on that weekly chart right there. This one is not in play. I'm not shorting this down today, down to 126, 113, around those areas. I'm not shorting that down today. We got to take that back in its stride. We still need to check the volume towards the end of November. If it is, we can know if we're going to be more likely hitting those areas. And I'll be here to let you know and read and help interpret what I see based on the data. So that one is not as far. As far as it right now, it's very likely it will be a wick. We wicked it last time. It might be short-lived, so that might be something that's on the board. But either way, gravitating back to $2 still does not change. Now, let's talk about why it would be a bounce, and that's going to be to now extend. And normally I would just extend it, but I want to keep this on the field for right now. I'm going to give this a slightly different color. We'll give it this green color, and I never give it this green color, but I'm going to bring this up to the core for the monthly, and you guys can see a picture presenting itself. So when I place it at the core, this is where we're challenging. 1, 2, and during the flash crash on October 6th, that's where we hit. Okay, so we never came below, but the volume did show that there's too much supply here. So hitting here in this area again is still very appropriate for us to be looking to get into that area based on these cores. So will the support hold? Most likely it will give us a strong piece of information, and most likely it will hold. Be careful. That does not mean I'm going to buy at $1 unless I was at the 176, 169 area. Unless I was an intraday trader, then I'd want to take something short as a buy. So just because we're here doesn't mean I want to buy. I want to again examine the volume. If the volume's higher than the previous two challenges, I'm looking for those supports to fail, possibly over December, January, February, March, if we're still in this territory. But if we bounce in that area, let it be quick. We're going to need to look at the volume as we hit it. But as it is right now, it's just telling us we need to challenge a third time playing in that area. So you can see cores failing. Here is more likely. Do I have any other questions so I can make sure I give them a good answer? Okay, I hope I made myself clear on what I believe is more likely to be the case. This one first, $2, again, one at $2 to 190, and then 176, 162 XRP. Okay, the volume is more confirming that's going to be the case. Okay, I'll give you the two weaknesses. Weakness underneath the blue line, as denoted by that red dot, and weakness underneath 176 that would get us towards the next move. So I will put the arrows. This arrow's faded away. It is not in play at the moment.
Jason, I have one more question.
Yes, my friend.
So this that's forming, are we saying that this is the potential down move prior to that December 4th, first week of December time frame? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
or
I
is
think
this the overall thing?
no. I think the down move is going to be based on this data. I think the down move is first. It may happen in a short time before the end of the month. If it all coincides with the December 4th Caminos numbers, El Caminos numbers from our community, I'm going to be looking to reverse if the volume is low. So around December 4th, if he's expecting reversal around December 4th, I would use that time to examine. Okay, I know the type of calculation that he's using. I understand the bulk of what calculation he's using, and we've been doing this together, but it does not guarantee the market will reverse. It's just the time when it should happen. You can view that time frame a lot like the trend lines. If price doesn't bounce when it's supposed to bounce, that's important information. If price phases into weakness, that's important information. If price doesn't bounce during those dates, when it's supposed to bounce, that's important information. Keep in mind that December 4th to 12th window. If it doesn't bounce during those times, you might still be looking at more weakness. But the volume will, again, tell us where more likely the scenario will lead us to. Is it another weakness? Is it another health? We don't know yet. We got to see when we're there. All I can tell you is that it's telling us these areas are correct. Now I'm going to show you one more thing before I go on, and I'm going to write this in my report. Okay, October 18th. Based on this area, we can see that absorption needs to occur again. Flash crash this weekend revealed the supply coming around $2.190. In my opinion, prices should gravitate towards this area in the near future. That was October 18th. Okay, now we're gravitating back there. This is a sword cut support. Resistance around 290. Breakouts above 290. That should be bullish. That never happened. We never got our next bullish if we were looking to be bullish. Finally, I have one more thing after I write this report, so be with me just a moment. November 15th, 2025. Volume today at this challenge is important. 225 is important. It reveals that prices are bearish. Supply is overcoming demand. Absorption has still not taken place. And that is important for buyers. Until the buyers win, bears are still powerful in XRP. XRP has been trying to stay on support at $2 area for months, for the better part of this year. Looks like, see, here's our February, here's January, February, March, April, May. We talked about that number last year, and here we spend all this year in this area. Okay, XRP has been trying to be at this area for months, the better part of 2025. But the supply is revealing that the support may not hold at the $2 average. At the very least, $2 isn't $2 to 190 is where I believe we will go based on the data in today's video and over the last weeks, I should say. Next supports should, after that, should challenge 176 to 172, 162. After that, I'm looking towards $1, what was it, the number? 31 cents? 31 to 116 cents areas. Volume will reveal more in December and November. Stay tuned. Okay, letting you guys know what I see, at least from the game that I see it, at least as I see. Okay, there's never financial investment or trading advice of any kind. Okay, I want to show you only one more thing. Okay, one more thing. Here it is. This line. I'll bring it into play so you can see it. Core wick, and I'm going to look for wick match to see if I have wick match. I do not. Okay, I do not. So what's going to happen is this is going to be a very important close this week. That one. Okay. If this week is closing below, and I'm going to give you the exact number, 228, then with more confidence, we're going down. Okay, down to this area. 228, important, close. We got 1 day, 9 hours left to go. Get me a close under here, and that's going to be telling us something very important. We're too bearish in the structure. So I would be looking after that for possibly the beginning of the November 20th, somewhere. Maybe we'll get a round action back up to 232. And then I'm going to be looking down. Current price, 225. These are very wide ranges. The high for the price, for me, 264 based on next week. So if I see price go to XRP to 264, I'm still bearish, okay? Until I'm getting closes above 264, and then I'm going to be looking to get back to 291 and 31. But no matter the case, everything in this oscillation over this year, my friends, okay? This is a long story. Everything in this oscillation is telling me where it should be breaking to the lower side. Okay, so I'll draw it again. Health, we're going up there. If I get another health, I want to be bullish. Here, I'm going to be a little bullish to delay wasting my time. Okay, as it is, I think these are going to happen more quick, since right now the time for the market to be bearish, USDT.D this is the season. Okay, so look for what's happening in the flow of XRP, of USDT.D. It lets us know where the market's primarily bullish or bearish, and you can use that as a leaning factor. Okay, big clue. Got it? Everybody take a screenshot if you need. Draw some of these important lines, and go from there. We do have verification that this line is important, and in play, it is at the top. If I place it at the top, it gives me verification back here, back in January. All right. If you guys are watching this report, you guys can find more of our information on our website. You get links to all of our copies of the videos, all the reports that we do. You guys can sign up for our dive tier or our report tier and just get access to only the copies of the video. But our dive tier gets you the live links to each session. And we start every day with our daily reading, WordRoom. And then we also have WordRoom on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys join us tomorrow, 5 p.m. We're going to be continuing within our series of silence and seduction. Silence and seduction continuing tomorrow. It should be one of our last messages in that series, and I'm excited that you guys join us as well. God bless you. If you're watching this clip on YouTube, I'll see you very soon. Show up on our website and you won't miss me. We do 4 reports a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and we're launching a new service that's going to be coming up in the following months. We're going to be discussing all about that. It's a real important service that it's in the works, that we're about to launch really soon. I'll give you guys some more information as that comes up. 3 reports a week, not 4. Yeah. So if you guys see that over this weekend, Sunday night, 8 p.m., you know what's going on. You know how to roll. For show. And that's my rapper voice. I usually start rapping a lot around Christmas time. I rap a lot of presents.